14 things cats do only when you're not looking. Have you ever caught a glimpse of your cat doing something completely bizarre the moment you turn the corner, only for them to instantly freeze, pretending like nothing happened? Cats are masters of mystery, and some of their most fascinating behaviors happen only when you're not watching. Today, we're revealing 14 things your cat secretly does when they think they're alone. These aren't your typical knocking things off the counter antics. These are rare, surprising, and often a little weird behaviors that give us a deeper look into their secret world. Stick around until number 1, because it might completely change how you see your cat's private life. 14. Rehearsing their hunting moves in total silence. When you're not looking, your cat doesn't just nap the day away. Many cats actually rehearse their hunting skills alone in the quiet hours. You might assume that your cat only practices pouncing when you're dangling a toy in front of them, but in reality, they often stage entire stealth missions in the living room when you're out of sight. They'll creep low to the ground, pause like a statue, and then leap at an invisible prey you'll never see. This isn't random play. It's a deeply instinctual behavior rooted in their wild ancestry. By practicing these movements without an audience, your cat keeps their body sharp and their reflexes lightning fast. If you ever notice a suspiciously overturned rug or hear a single heavy thud from the next room, chances are you just missed a private hunting rehearsal. And if they know you saw, they'll casually sit and lick their paw, acting like nothing unusual just happened. 13. Shadowing you without a sound. Some cats secretly follow their humans from room to room like silent little ghosts. They keep just out of sight, pausing when you pause, and darting behind furniture when you turn around. This isn't about fear or stalking you in a threatening way. It's about maintaining a comforting presence while keeping their independence intact. By staying hidden, they can monitor your safety without admitting how much they care. It's their way of saying, "I'm here for you," while still preserving their mysterious aura. You might notice subtle clues, a faint rustle behind a curtain, a shadow slipping under the bed, or the feeling of being watched even though no one's there. And if you suddenly spin around to catch them, they'll act like they were just coincidentally passing through. 12. Rearranging their territory to their liking. When you're away, or simply distracted, your cat may quietly redecorate their space. This can mean dragging a favorite toy to a secret hiding place, nudging small objects into symmetrical arrangements, or even subtly shifting their bedding. It's not about messiness, it's about control. Cats have a strong need to shape their environment so it feels safe and familiar. When you're watching, they may feel scrutinized and hold back, but once you leave, they'll indulge in these little territorial rituals freely. If you ever return to find a toy inexplicably tucked inside a shoe or a blanket folded into a strange mound, you've witnessed evidence of your cat's private interior design project. To them, this quiet rearranging is as satisfying as a human cleaning their desk or fluffing a pillow. 11. Whispering to themselves in barely audible sounds. You've probably heard your cat meow loudly for food or attention, but there's another side to their vocal world, one they rarely share with humans. Some cats talk to themselves when no one's around, producing almost imperceptible trills, mutters, and murmurs. These private sounds aren't random. They're thought to be a form of self-soothing or even problem-solving. It's similar to how humans sometimes mutter quietly while working through a puzzle or rehearsing lines before speaking aloud. If you've ever walked into a room and caught the very tail end of a strange, soft chirping noise, that was likely your cat's private monologue cut short. They'll usually go completely silent the moment they realize you're listening, leaving you to wonder if you imagined it. 10. Guarding secret treasures in hidden spots. You may think you know all your cat's favorite hiding places, but chances are they have at least one stash you've never discovered. Cats often hoard tiny treasures when no one is looking. This could be a shiny bottle cap, a piece of ribbon, or even something they stole from you. The act of collecting and hiding objects mimics behaviors wild cats use to secure their prey or mark important resources. What makes it especially fascinating is how carefully they conceal these caches. They'll wait until you're distracted, then dart into action, transporting their prize with stealth and precision. If you ever notice an object mysteriously disappearing, don't assume you misplaced it. Somewhere in your house, there's probably a secret cat vault filled with trinkets you didn't even know were missing. Just don't go looking for it. You might break their trust. 9. Experimenting with new climbing routes. When you're not watching, your cat's inner acrobat comes alive. While you might think they've already explored every corner of your home, they're constantly refining their climbing strategies in secret. They'll test different leaps, balance along risky ledges, and even attempt daring mid-air twists, all while making sure you aren't there to gasp or interfere. This private practice helps them improve their agility and gives them a safe outlet for their boundless curiosity. The evidence? A random scratch mark higher on the wall than you thought possible, or a plant mysteriously tilted even though it's out of reach. By the time you walk back into the room, Your cat will be calmly sitting on the floor as if they've been there all along. 8. Conducting nightly patrol rounds like a security guard. Even the most pampered house cat carries an ancient instinct to guard its territory. When you're asleep, or simply preoccupied, your cat often makes a quiet circuit around the home, checking doors, windows, and familiar paths. This isn't just random wandering. It's a deliberate inspection designed to reassure themselves that everything is safe. They may pause to sniff at a corner, stand tall on their back legs to peek out a window, or crouch silently as they listen for unusual sounds. If you've ever woken up in the middle of the night to see your cat frozen in an intense statuesque pose, you've probably interrupted one of these patrol rounds. Once they notice you're awake, they'll usually play it cool, jumping onto the bed as if nothing serious was happening. To them, this role of nighttime guardian is deeply meaningful, even if you never see it in action. 7. Practicing dramatic freeze poses for no reason at all. Cats have a strange behavior they almost never show when humans are around. Sudden, completely motionless poses that look like statues frozen mid-action. They'll leap onto a surface, strike an exaggerated stance, tail curled, head turned at an odd angle, and then hold perfectly still for several long seconds. This isn't random. It's a private form of balance and control training. By holding unusual poses, they strengthen specific muscles and fine-tune their coordination. It's similar to how dancers rehearse alone, or how martial artists practice slow, deliberate movements. When they sense you approaching, they'll snap out of it instantly, pretending to casually groom or walk away as if nothing happened. If you've ever walked into a room and felt like you just missed something incredibly strange, you probably caught the afterglow of one of these private performance sessions. 6. Crafting scent messages you can't detect. While you might occasionally see your cat rub against furniture or your legs, there's a whole other layer of scent marking they keep completely private. When you're not looking, cats will carefully choose hidden spots, underneath chairs, behind bookshelves, inside closets, to leave extremely subtle scent messages. These secret markings aren't meant for you. They're a way of creating an invisible map of comfort zones and safe paths throughout their territory. By strategically spreading their scent in concealed places, they maintain a sense of control over their environment. You'll rarely witness this process directly, but if you notice your cat seems strangely confident navigating dark or cluttered areas, it's because they've already mapped the space in ways you can't perceive. To them, the entire house becomes a private world filled with reassuring signals only they can read. 5. Watching the same window TV episode every day. We all know cats love staring out windows, but when you're not around, some take this hobby to an oddly specific level. They'll return to the exact same spot at the same time each day, watching for particular recurring events, like a certain bird landing on a branch or a neighbor's dog passing by. To a human, it looks like random gazing, but to your cat, it's like following a favorite show with predictable plot twists. This ritual provides both entertainment and a sense of stability. If you happen to be home during their scheduled viewing session, they may skip it entirely, as if embarrassed by their quirky little obsession. The only clue is when you notice paw prints smudged on a specific patch of window glass that you swear you just cleaned yesterday. 4. Holding silent, private conversations with the house. Some cats develop a strange, secret habit. They'll silently engage with certain objects as if those objects can respond. This could be a particular corner of the room, a favorite chair, or even an appliance like the fridge. When no one's watching, they'll sit facing the object, tilting their head or shifting their ears in patterns that almost resemble dialogue. It's thought to be a mix of imagination and instinct, a way to rehearse communication without risk or judgment. If you catch them mid-conversation, they'll immediately switch to grooming or stretching, acting like they were doing something completely ordinary. This hidden behavior reveals just how rich and complex your cat's inner world truly is. 3. Testing the limits of your rules in micro steps. Cats know the household boundaries you've set, whether it's don't scratch the couch or stay off the counter. But when you're not looking, they'll often test those rules in the smallest, sneakiest increments possible. They might place just one paw on the forbidden surface, pause, and retreat, or they'll hover near the off-limits area, inching closer each time. This isn't pure defiance. It's a careful experiment to understand exactly where the invisible line lies. By the time you enter the room, they've usually reset everything to its innocent state. All you see is a cat lounging calmly, giving you an angelic look. Meanwhile, they've been running covert rule-breaking experiments behind your back for hours. 2. Replaying a perfect day inside their memory. When humans daydream, we replay memories or imagine future scenarios. Cats do something surprisingly similar, but only when they're completely alone and relaxed. If your cat lies perfectly still with a soft, unfocused gaze, they may be mentally reliving a favorite experience, like a successful hunt game or a sun-drenched nap. Subtle tail flicks or tiny paw twitches often give away that something rich and internal is happening. This private form of reflection helps them process emotions and reinforce comforting routines. The moment they sense your presence, they'll snap back to full alertness, hiding this vulnerable mental state. It's one of the rarest glimpses into the complexity of their inner lives. 1. Practicing disappearing acts to stay mysterious. The most astonishing thing cats do when you're not looking is a deliberate vanishing routine. Many cats will quietly retreat to a completely hidden location, sometimes a spot you didn't even know existed, just to make you wonder where they've gone. This isn't about napping undisturbed. It's a performance of mystery itself, a way to maintain their aura of independence and unpredictability. By vanishing and then reappearing casually later, they reinforce the idea that you never fully own them. You only share space with a free, enigmatic being. If you've ever searched every room in a mild panic, only to find your cat strolling out calmly, as if they'd been there all along, you've experienced this disappearing ritual firsthand. It's their ultimate power move, reminding you of their secret world beyond human understanding. So now you know what your cat does when you're not looking. Curious for more insights? Discover 12 times they chose their human above all else, or learn about the signs they show when they feel you have drifted apart. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more.